Teyana Taylor has spoken openly about a recent payment of $70,000 that she was ordered to make to her ex-husband, former NBA player Iman Shumpert. Far from expressing regret about the financial loss, Teyana has instead described the payment as the best money she has ever spent in her life. Her comments have attracted attention not only because of the size of the payment, but also because of the way she framed it, as the final step in closing one of the most stressful and public chapters of her life. To fully understand why this moment matters so much to Teyana, it is important to revisit the background of her marriage, the details of the divorce, and the events that led to this specific court order. Teyana Taylor is widely known as a singer, actress, dancer, choreographer, and entrepreneur. Over the years, she has built a reputation for her talent and creativity, appearing in music, film, and television, while also gaining recognition for her strong presence in the fashion world. She has been admired not just for her art, but also for her authenticity and confidence in speaking her mind. Iman Shumpert, on the other hand, is a professional basketball player who made his name in the NBA. He was drafted in 2011 and became known for his defensive skills, his energy on the court, and his championship run with the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016. Off the court, Shumpert also explored entertainment, including music and television appearances, showing that his interests extended beyond sports. The two married in 2016, and for years they were celebrated as a power couple that balanced fame, family, and careers. They shared glimpses of their life together on social media, often highlighting the love they had for their two daughters, Iman Juni and Rue Rose. Their family unit was admired by fans, with many people regarding them as an example of a young couple managing both parenthood and professional success. However, like many high-profile relationships, their marriage eventually encountered difficulties that were impossible to ignore. In 2023, Teyana and Iman publicly announced their separation after 7 years of marriage. For Teyana, the announcement emphasized that they remained committed to co-parenting their children even if they were no longer together as husband and wife. By July of 2024, their divorce was finalized. But while the legal dissolution of their marriage marked an official end, the public interest in their relationship did not slow down. In fact, Teyana later explained that every time something positive happened in her life, whether it was professional, success, or a new project, somehow her divorce would resurface in the news cycle. She described the experience as frustrating, pointing out that she rarely appeared in gossip stories outside of the context of her split from Iman. The specific issue of the $70,000 payment arose from events in early 2024. According to court records and multiple reports, Teyana was found in contempt of court after Iman accused her of violating the terms of their divorce agreement. The dispute centered on whether she had improperly spoken out publicly about their divorce, something the court had restricted. In March of 2024, Teyana released a video on Instagram in which she commented on her divorce and accused Iman of leaking information about a supposed settlement. She claimed that stories circulating online about financial details of the divorce had not come from her side and that the reports were misleading. Teyana insisted that she and Iman had never reached any settlement privately and that everything awarded to each of them had come directly from the court's decision. In her filing at that time, she described how her attorney had contacted Iman's legal team, requesting that he stop spreading information publicly. She alleged that despite these requests, stories continued to surface in the media, and she believed Iman was connected to those leaks. Iman, however, responded by accusing Teyana of violating their agreement by speaking about the case publicly in her March video. The matter was taken to court, where the judge sided with Iman's argument. The court ruled that Teyana had indeed violated the terms of the final divorce judgment and found her in willful contempt. As a result, the court ordered her to cover Iman's legal fees, which amounted to $70,000. While the amount was significant, Teyana chose to see it as an opportunity to close the chapter once and for all. During her appearance on The Breakfast Club on August 27, 2024, Teyana spoke candidly about the payment. She explained that she immediately sent the wire transfer, describing how quickly she made the decision. Her exact words were that she sent it so fast because, in her view, paying the fee meant peace of mind and the ability to finally move forward. She called the money the best little coin she had ever spent in her life. For her, the payment was not about losing money, but about buying freedom from stress and constant legal disputes. She made clear that she no longer wanted to be tied to ongoing arguments or dragged into further legal battles with her ex-husband. Teyana's remarks resonated with many people because they showed a perspective on divorce that is rarely expressed so openly. While most people dread financial losses in the process of separation, she reframed the payment as an investment in her own peace of mind. By describing it as the best money she ever spent, she shifted the narrative away from loss and toward closure. This outlook also highlighted Teyana's determination to protect her mental and emotional well-being. She has been outspoken about the pressures of being in the public eye, and in this case, she showed that she values peace more than money. For someone who has worked hard to build her career and reputation, ensuring that she is no longer entangled in conflict was more valuable than holding on to the $70,000. The case also sheds light on the challenges of high-profile divorces. While everyday divorces are already difficult, when both parties are public figures, the level of attention and speculation multiplies. Media outlets, fans, and social media users follow every move, often amplifying tensions and adding new layers of stress. For Teyana, this meant that even after her marriage had legally ended, the spotlight on her personal life did not fade. She expressed her frustration that positive moments in her career often became overshadowed by new headlines about her divorce. Despite working on successful music, acting projects, and entrepreneurial ventures, coverage of her personal life continued to dominate the conversation. At the same time, the contempt ruling and subsequent payment showed how serious courts are about enforcing the terms of divorce agreements. In high-profile cases especially, judges aim to prevent the constant circulation of details that can harm reputations or inflame disputes. For Teyana, the ruling was a costly reminder of those restrictions. Still, she took the experience as a chance to fully close the door. By paying the $70,000, she positioned herself to move on without further entanglements. Her comments suggest that she is focused on her career, her daughters, and her future, rather than looking backward. The story of Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert's divorce also demonstrates how relationships, even those celebrated by the public, can face irreconcilable differences. Despite their time together, their careers, and their shared children, the marriage ultimately did not survive. Their situation highlights that even strong, high-profile couples are not immune to the difficulties of sustaining a relationship under the pressures of fame. In the months since the divorce, Teyana has continued to speak about her experiences with honesty. Her choice to describe the payment as the best money ever spent reflects her resilience and her unwillingness to be consumed by negativity. She has made it clear that her priority is her own peace, her role as a mother, and her ongoing creative work. For Iman, the case reaffirmed his claims that the terms of their agreement must be respected. By bringing the contempt issue to court, he demonstrated that he was committed to enforcing the restrictions placed on both parties. The outcome supported his position that boundaries needed to be upheld in order to protect privacy and minimize further conflict. Looking forward, both Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert are continuing with their careers and personal lives while focusing on co-parenting their two daughters. While their marriage has ended, their roles as parents remain, and both have emphasized the importance of raising their children with love and stability. In the end, the $70,000 payment is not simply about money. It is about closure, boundaries, and the decision to prioritize peace over ongoing conflict. For Teyana Taylor, that choice has allowed her to move on, and her comments suggest she has no regrets about making it. The episode provides a window into the challenges of divorce in the public eye, but also into the strength of someone determined to protect her well-being. It reinforces the idea that sometimes the greatest value is not in holding on to wealth, but in knowing when to let go for the sake of peace and freedom.